Mhm.
What's down? This is them boy podcast, you heard me, and I buddy that boy B, you heard me. And I'm coming here today with my people, you heard me. We got a nice little panel for y'all for the day. Again, I apologize, my boy Jay. He ain't here. He just buried his mom, everybody. So I apologize that my guy not here. We're gonna send a prayer out for him. Big ups to my boy Jay. Like I said, he just buried his mom last Saturday. Saturday that just passed, actually. You know what I'm saying? Been a good, I want to say it's been a good week. So he going through a little something. I understood he couldn't make it here, but we still gotta do our thing and pray for his mom. You heard me? Blessings for my dude and everything else. So today we here with again, that's my queen, my Nisha. She's back again for another episode. And we here with Miss Chanel. And we here with Miss Delisa. And we here with my boy Protege, you heard me? That's the one on the beast as well, you heard me? So today, man, how everybody feeling?
Everybody
Hey.
good, man.
Yeah.
Going good.
Okay, okay, that's what's down. So we're gonna get into it, you heard me? The topic of the day is illness in a relationship. Who's staying, who's not staying, who's leaving, who's taking a hiatus, you heard me? So so just off of me, I'm like everybody that gets to the show, and I appreciate everybody coming in, spending their time with us. You heard me? So therefore, last time my beautiful queen blessed me being on the show. I'm gonna start it all with her one more time. You know what I'm saying? So everybody could feel the avenue of how we're gonna rock the podcast. You know what I'm saying? How everybody get down with it. Miss Nisha,
Yes, sir.
talk to us about the illness in a relationship. How you feel about the topic? What's going on with you?
Well, it depends on which relationship we're talking about, right? So there's multiple different relationships that take place. And you can be talking about just a significant other. You could be talking about a situationship. You could be talking about a friendship, or you could be talking about true marriage and committed relationship. So depends on what kind of relationship you're having and the expectation that you have or that y'all committed to having with each other as well. So for me, if I've made a commitment to be there for somebody, thick and thin and thick, whatever, till the wheels fall off, then I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna show up authentically me and I'm gonna show up real and I'm gonna do things that they didn't even know to ask for because they're probably not in their best condition to even ask for things. So, but that's kind of person I am in just in general. If somebody's in my space, in my environment, and I understand who they are, and they've had enough confidence in me to share what they're going through, then typically 9 out of 10, I'm going to find ways to be there to support them. Even if it's just sending a DoorDash, I sent you a lunch today and you're far from me, sent you a message, I sent you a prayer. I will find some kind of way to support.
Gotcha. So Miss Chanel, so on you, same question. How you feel about the topic? How you see it? How is everything going on for your plate too?
Well, my situation, I was married in 2014. I got diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma 2017, and I was married 2014. And I'm kind of nervous. I'm sorry.
Look, we here to follow you. I mean, we sorry for you that you still have them and the most blessings for you. You heard me? We're gonna make sure you have the great support with us as a team. Hope you make it out as peaceful. However the
Okay,
case may go.
she's
So don't
going
be
back to talk.
nervous. It's all good, man. Everybody here to help
Okay.
out.
Okay, well, yeah, I was married for like 4 years, and I mean, my ex-husband, like, he supported me a little bit. I'm not gonna say he's, like, that bad, but, like, when I was going through my treatment and stuff, he came to the hospital, like, a couple times, but he had to work, so I understand that. But, like, sometimes, like, people will message me, like, random females saying that he was coming to see them, and this is while I was in the hospital too. So, yeah.
A playboy.
Yeah.
At a time like that, he being a playboy.
Yes, he
Mm.
was. Then yeah, and then, like, after I finished my treatment, like, in February, he left me, like, in June. He took everything from me. Like, I wasn't working, I wasn't doing nothing, like, I was, like, pretty much healing from, cancer and my treatments and everything. So, I ended up getting on my own, like, months later, I had stayed with a family and friend, and I got me a job and everything, but it's just the fact how he left me, like, I didn't have nothing, like, I couldn't do too much because my immune system was low too. So, I
Mm.
wasn't really going anywhere, and now I'm dealing Huh?
Go ahead. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
And now I'm dealing with it again, and I kinda wanna date, but I'm kinda scared because, like, I don't wanna be in the same situation again, like, people have told me, like, they'll deal with me and stuff like that, but, like, it's just the fact of will they actually deal with me, or
And
they just saying they will? Because it's, like,
So,
kinda
so
scary.
if I may ask, right? At like you said, your husband left you without with everything, right? So the question
Yeah.
is for me: do you blame him for leaving? Because he
Well,
maybe he wasn't strong enough to sit there and say, "I could deal with this," and notice that when he tried to deal with it, he really couldn't see you in that light. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I can't really help you. So the
mm,
best thing I could do is just leave. So do you blame him for not holding up the end of his bargain? Because at the end of the day, y'all did
well
take vows for sickness and poor and everything else, and that goes on through the vow. So do you actually blame him, or can you see his way a little bit? That's why he couldn't stick it out.
feel like me personally that he shoulda stayed because, I mean, if you're not gonna stick with nobody at their worst time, then what's the use of getting married to somebody?
And he felt like
Well,
So
you know,
that's
he
people
just
get
stayed,
married for.
but he also felt like he stayed till the end. She said she had
I'm
finished her
sorry, Miss
treatment.
Knight.
So she said that she had finished her treatment. So I guess
yeah.
in his mind, he's like, well, I'll stay till the end and didn't think about there was recovery after treatment. Treatment doesn't mean that that's it, just puts you in remission, but you still
Yeah,
have
it
recovery after
does.
treatment, right? So I'm a 3-time cancer survivor. I've also
Yes,
had a
yes,
minor
you do.
stroke. I've also had intestinal issues where I had to let my intestines regrow. I've had Bell's palsy. I had all kind of things happen in my life. But just because I
Yeah.
finished the medication, the treatment, the prescribed therapy, I still need to recover. And if I had a significant my other in my life at that time, I would have expectations that they're just as there as they were during the actual treatment to continue to help me out afterwards, right? To see me through recovery and look for those days where we could spend that time together that we probably lost during treatment, right? So, yeah, no, it wasn't about if he couldn't handle it, he should have left while she was in treatment. Leave while you need to. Don't wait till what you consider my end and then be like, okay, well, I saw you through this much.
Yeah.
No,
Gotcha.
not at all.
So Miss Knight, so here's a question I have for you, right? Because we are married, and you went through your 3 time soldier life. You know what I'm saying? You did it by yourself. So for the people that's out here that gotta deal with that pain by themselves, that struggle through themselves, what was your support system? How was that?
I mean,
How
my
did you
kids were
fight it by
young.
yourself, and why you didn't reach out for support? That's a good question.
My kids were young at that time. All I could focus on was just life. I kept saying, God, if you can just keep me long enough so I can show them how to be independent young men from me, that's all I'm asking for. I didn't care if right after they turned 18 or 19 and I knew that they were independent, I gave everything they needed to live and to know how to make it without me. I was fine with that. But I just really wanted to focus on being able to be there for my children. Right. And so that was my lifeline. My kids were my lifeline. Knowing that God has got me and He's going to hear me and deliver on the promises that I asked Him to keep with me. That was it. I said, you can have my life after that. And I rode on that. I rode with blind faith. I stood flat footed and reminded God of His word every single day. And that was it. That was my strength. And at that point, I'm just going through, do whatever the doctors tell me to do. I will say, if I ever had to do it again, I'd be more responsible, ask more questions, make sure that that is the best treatment, make sure that I should look at alternative medicine, saying no to some things. But I did it because I just needed to say, this is a check off the list of things to do so I can get home and take care of my kids. Right. Might not have been the best. I mean, I lost hair and irritation. I had all kind of things in the midst of doing it that I probably could have had more responsibility of like really researching into those things. I was busy. I was finishing 2 degrees, climbing up the corporate ladder, raising kids, keeping them in church and all kind of stuff. So I didn't worry about all the things that were taking place in my body and mentally, but now that I've had time and enough years of remission, I do have time to focus on how I would do it different if I ever had to do it again. And I saw my best friend go through it too, and I was able to help her in a different capacity. And now my sister's going through it. So I've been able to help her in a different capacity with her multiple myeloma. So now that I know better, I could teach people better. I can educate and I can share different methods and questions and things
Gotcha.
that I didn't challenge for my own case. So no regrets that I had somebody or not, because now I
So
can
here's
be
the
there for
question I have
somebody
for
else.
you doing that process, right? So during your process, right? Was you dating anyone? Or did you not want to date someone to sit there and say, I got your back? How was that outcome?
I dated off and on, but when I'm in treatment, no. And so I didn't have time. To me, I didn't feel like I had the capacity to date on top of raising boys and working and finishing school. So I was never one to really want to put my time out there if I didn't have the capacity to give to somebody. So each time, no, I was not dating. The first time I just had my first child. And so I was with his dad, but he was domestically abusive to me. So I had to just get out of that period because I could not focus on how to live for myself as well as being beat every payday, coming home drunk from work, and still figure out how to get to treatment and take care of myself and my child. So I was too young to even try to focus on dating. I was just trying to save my life from multiple areas, from cancer and from him.
So that's the illness in its own self when somebody is beating you at home. Just part that's an illness by itself. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Respect.
Somebody trying to beat up on you when you trying to get your life better. And you know what I'm saying? Man, going through that with the kids and your kids are young and everything else, that's a trauma in its lonesome.
Yeah.
So Miss Anissa, how is it for you, love? How you feel about the topic? How you holding up?
I don't know, cause I don't wanna discourage Miss Chanel, but I don't one of the reasons I don't really, like, stick it out dating is because of my illness. Her situation is totally different because she was already married, and I felt like that husband shouldn't have left her. Like, that's just me. Um, I try not to date or bring people into my situation that much because sometimes I have had people that knew about my lupus and then I got sick and then I done heard them say, oh, she just laying around, she can't move. It's a lot of negativity, but when I'm up moving and making money, you're not saying anything positive. So in my head, I don't know if it's a burden on people when I get sick, but that's how I look at it. Like, I don't want to be a burden because I hear what people say. But at the same time, do I want like that encouragement? Yes. You know what I mean? Do I want not just like a relationship, even if it's a friendship checking on me while I'm sick, if it's
Yeah.
my family checking on me while I'm sick. The only people that check on me is my kids.
Gotcha. So right now you really choosing not to be in a relationship because of that level. You don't want
Correct.
that support system from someone because of how someone look at you, right? If I'm mistaken, yes or no, you can tell me.
No, it's like how the backlash is sometimes. Like I said, some of the relationships that I had, like I dated women. So it's like women are like, oh, well, she just laying around, like she ain't doing nothing. Like, and I get it. We emotional characters, but at the same
Yeah.
time, if I'm sick, it's not like I'm just laying around not doing nothing. I can't move. My lupus is a little when it hits. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like it hits. And I'm not a medicine person. So when I say I can't move, I can't move. Like the sinus infection I have right now, I'm scared that it's gonna flare up my lupus. Do I want somebody here? Of course. Do I want support? Of course. Do I want a friend I can talk to, even if it's just crying, like, hey, I'm in pain. I can't deal with this right now? Of course. But then you got people in the world that go around and talk about it like, oh my God, she was sick again. Oh my God, she called me again. Oh my God, she got to go to the hospital again. That make you just want to be by yourself in the situation, but you really don't want to be by yourself.
So for me, right, does that say that you need better friends?
Yes.
Because to understand your situation and want to support you during your need, do you just look at them as they're really not your friend? Because if they know your situation and know what you got going on, your friends, your true friends, is actually gonna be there, even though they might have to work. Like, girl, as soon as I get off, I'm gonna come make sure you can eat. Make sure you got some food for the week or whatever not that you have going on. I'm gonna check on you when I, you know what I'm saying, when I get off of work to stop by just to see what's up. You know what I'm saying? Do you have relationships like that with some of your friends or no? Maybe you do,
Maybe
you don't. You know what I'm saying?
think,
Everybody not a true
sometimes you
friend.
gotta go to the roller deck and think. I had to go to the roller deck and like
Hey,
really think
I
before I made
understand. I
speak.
understand. I truly understand.
I
You know what I'm
want
saying?
to
People
speak.
don't know. Friendship is
But
not
I
all
do I
what
do
all
have one
everybody crank
person.
up to be.
Yeah, I have one person, but at the same time, she goes through a lot too. So it's like
Mm,
we support each other. So it's like I think we both don't want to too much on each other, even though we both be saying it to each other, like, yo, I don't want to do too much. But it's weird because even though my ex was not a good relationship situation, she still checks on me.
yeah.
Literally, she checks on my list every once in a blue moon. She like, look, I just want to check on you. I don't want no problems. I know you don't want me back. Like she literally like I can honestly say just because we didn't work, she literally is probably the first girlfriend I ever had that actually took my sickness serious.
Sound like you
So
need her
it's
back.
yeah, so
Just
it's
off, just FYI, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't me asking, you know what I'm saying? Sound like you might want to get her back. She
no,
she
I
the one
don't
who
want her back. I don't.
I
I'm
understand.
good. You know, once you leave a person, it's for.
Hey, I
But
understand.
so I'm gonna say I have 3 people that I guarantee you that I can count on, but at the same time, sometimes I do want that relationship with so like just be there for me the way that I'm there
Constant.
for you.
Yeah.
Like, some people can have a little high chew and a headache and they act like they dying. And I'm sitting there making you all types of soup and tea and everything to make sure you good, getting you medicine and all. I don't even really need you to be there. Sometimes just be in the presence. You don't gotta do nothing because sometimes I just need to lay there. I'm too weak to talk. I'm too weak to move. I'm too weak to do anything but your presence make me
Mm,
feel.
yeah,
Do you
that's
show
crazy,
that you look
man.
for friendship? I
So,
know my issues were at some point where I could be a great friend to other people, but I wouldn't allow them to be a friend for me because that means I wouldn't express what I'm going through. I wouldn't show what I have going on. I'll be moving in silence, right? Like, don't worry about it. I got this. But they'll call me about everything going on in their life. And I naturally, oh, well, let me help you with that. Well, let me bring you this. Let me do that. But I was never one to call anybody with what I had going on. So I had a friend tell me once, you sure are a great friend to me, but you don't allow me to be a friend to you in return. And that's because I never really did share what I was going through and even allow somebody to show me what it'd be like to have a friend show up for me. I never asked for it, but I didn't give anybody a chance to show up for me because I never mentioned that I had anything going on.
People that I thought was my friends, and I'm talking about years, like
Mhm.
maybe 10 years and more. Sometimes once I finally opened up and told them what I was going through, it went to them telling other people my business. And now
Mm,
everybody making their own assumptions. And everybody
That's
judging
crazy.
me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so
yeah,
if I'm outside and if I'm partying that day and now people see me outside partying, they like, oh, well, wasn't she just sick? Oh, but she got lupus, right? Oh, I heard. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
I
They too
thought
busy
I
trying to
had
put you in your grave.
that
They
I
too busy
could
trying to
like
put
talk
you in your
to, like, look,
grave.
I needed this. Right. So now I just don't talk to nobody except for my therapist, to be honest. I probably get on her nerve.
no, that's your friend right there. You got a
Yeah, that's
therapist.
my best
So,
friend. I get on her nerve.
He told me that's my best friend.
so protege, my question for you, my guy. You know what I'm saying?
One,
Question for you. How do you feel about the topic, man? And you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Do you have any illness that you're dealing with, or would you be able to deal with someone that have an illness? How about that? That's a better question I have for you.
you said what
If
I
you was
you
dating
said what
a
I
woman that had the illness, how would you feel about it?
you said what I deal with somebody who has the illness.
Yes, that's the first question. The
Okay.
second question was if you knew that person had an illness, would you be able to stay there and put up with the issue in hand? Are you strong enough to do that?
I mean, that's the thing, though, right? Because for real, to be honest with you, if you really that, if you really feeling that person, and you actually really want to be with that person, and be that man you said you're always gonna be with that person, that's really that right there is gonna go a long way. It's action speaks more louder than the words. So like, with that's being said, if I know what you're going through, and I know exactly like when we already established putting everything on the table. This is what it is. You feel me? When we actually did an open conversation, that right there should have been a decision right there versus waiting all the way through and then all of a sudden be like, oh, I can't take this no more. Like, nah.
But
Like,
what if you didn't know how hard the situation was to deal with?
it doesn't matter. It
Okay.
doesn't matter. Like for real, because at first, let's go there. Like at first, I mean, before you go into a relationship, we're friends first. So your BS becomes my BS as friend, and vice versa. My BS becomes yours as friends first. I'm not saying that I'm putting all burdens on the person, but I'm talking about like I'm talking about far as like us helping up with situations, and we already know what we're capable of doing together.
Mm-hmm.
But see, here's the only thing that I can say about that, right? Every man, I'm not gonna even just put it on men, but I'm gonna talk about some men, right? Every man sit there and say, I'm the stand-up guy until that stand-up guy can't do it no more. Because they don't know what's the pressure on taking that heat of somebody real ill, like Delisa said, when she's down, she's all the way out. So some people can't take that pressure, that strain to be like, man, I don't know what I could do for you. I can't really talk to you because you can't talk. I can't do this for you because you ain't into this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to help. So some people want to burn off. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
because
you
of the
said,
fact that
and women doing the same shit. It's like, where do you actually go get your support from? How can we build a better structure of humans in that time of need for people? You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that, but at the same token, it also comes with like a background. Like for real, like I have a couple of siblings that's like, that's like still in baby's age, 18 years old, can't walk, can't talk, still have to be in strollers, still have to be fed through daggone, with milk, nebulas and all that stuff, right? So it all
Mm-hmm.
comes with so like I said, it's all about like how you actually pursued it and far as your experience and what you actually allow yourself to go to. Life is all about choices. But the whole
Yeah,
time though, yeah, by the same token, though, I feel as
that's a
if
big
if a
chunk.
person, I feel
That's a
as if,
big chunk.
yeah, but I feel as if you're gonna choose to be with that woman, you feel me, and actually go forward way beyond through thick and thin, just like our marriage, if that was your work and going through, there's gonna be some challenges, and that
Yeah.
challenges it's gonna be through, sickness or whatever. It's gonna be, it's going to be,
I
it's
would
going to
say from
be. But the thing
experience,
about it
no, I was
is,
hearing you out,
yeah,
Prodigy. What I was saying is from experience is, even if your friend has let you know that they have an illness, sometimes they don't know how bad their symptoms or how bad their episode is going to be until it happens. And they can't articulate to you what they need. So it can come out as frustration, it can come out as anger, it can come out as you did something. You're just the one that's there. You probably didn't do nothing. They just in that much pain, that much anguish, that much defeat. They're not feeling victorious. And, as a partner, as a friend, as a person that's showing up that's there, you have to learn how to maintain your composure at any given state because they trying to figure it out themselves. It's usually pretty new, right? Not too often are they encountering something that they've experienced before. And so that could be a hard part. I would probably tell my mate, you probably should leave because I can't figure it out and I can't tell you what I need. But I know I love you enough to let you go.
and that's when, and that's when, and that's when the guy steps in right then and there. Like, no, we're gonna figure this out together. Because at the same
Mm.
time, you don't know what's going on. He don't know what's going on. So y'all gonna figure it out together. That's
And that's
what
love. That's one love.
that's
You
what
don't find that often.
right, exactly. We're gonna figure this out together. Even if it's like for real, like even if it's like something like, I ain't gonna put it on the atmosphere with something bizarre crazy. At the same time, you chose to be with that woman.
Right, right. So
You can't
I
you
went
can't
through it.
Tom.
You're right.
That's facts. That's facts. You can't take back time. I went through it with my wife, right? My wife had our best friend. And rest in peace for her. You know what I'm saying? She passed away with it. So I was a supporter for my wife when she was going through, and around this time of year, her anniversary about to come up, actually.
Hmm.
Around this time of year, my wife wasn't even in the home with me.
Mm,
She stood by her friend's side until it was time for her to close her eyes completely. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? So I had to support that through my wife. You know what I'm saying? I had to support her every need. So anytime my wife, babe, can you bring me some clothes? Can you bring me some food? Can you bring us something to eat? She's not eating well. You know what I'm saying? It's like every other phone call was she had a good night today, then she's not having a good night. You know what I'm saying? As a
mm,
person on the other side, as a big supporter, it's like, how can you sit there and say, how can I support this woman during this time of need? It's nothing that's really going on with my wife, but it's her best friend that she loved the most, like a sister. So I had to take myself out of self mode and be like, whatever you really need and whatever you have to do, just do it. I'll hold the house down until you get back. You know what I'm saying? We praying for everything to get better, but then when better didn't come, then you have that outcome of now she gone. Now it's the grieving time. So it's like it hit a double time because now my like I said, the anniversary of her death about to come back up, and my wife about to feel all this grieving all over again, and a whole bunch of emotions gonna come up. So you know what I'm saying? Some people don't know how to take that support and be a support system in that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And when my wife was going through, she just had surgery on her cervix. Again, I had to go through that. I'm like, well, damn, everything hurting you. And as a person like myself, I'm like, I don't want to do too much to you because everything hurting. And I don't know what's hurt, what don't hurt. You just have to tell me what's going on. But at the same time, I can look at my wife and like, she looked at me like, don't take pity on me. I'm still who I am. You know what I'm saying?
That
So
and
it's
that's
like,
what and not to cut you off though, not to cut you off. So exactly, that right there is pure textbook chemistry. I'm gonna be honest because of the fact that if your wife can give you a look, you automatically already know you want like something is up because of the fact that you know her body reactions.
correct, correct.
Yeah. See, so with that being said, if somebody's in a committed relationship, they're really going to study that person. I don't care I don't care who that person is, man, woman, or whatever. You're going to study that person, how they move,
But
how they
some people
react,
don't,
what they like,
but
what
some
they
people
don't
don't
like.
move in that level because some people get in a relationship for beneficial reasons. And sometimes that beneficial don't make it look like, I want to do this for that long run. You know what I'm saying? I'm on here for a reason. I might not told you what my reason is, but I'm only here for a reason. To get what I want to get out of it. And then once the well run dry, I'm gone, man. And I don't need you no more. Some people really don't have that love for others. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So when people actually come into the limelight, you have to understand that, man, it's gonna be to that level of I gotta respect this woman that I want to deal with and everything she go through. Oh man, I just can't do it. I gotta run.
And that's what the conversation, and that's what I'm saying. That right there should have been a conversation in the beginning, like because of the fact that, like, say for example, if I'm with somebody, we give ourselves scenarios, right? Like
Hmm.
like like
Some
I
of
would
it's
come
some
conversation. I'll be like,
it's
hey,
a scenario.
so right, exactly. And scenarios do come in real life. But at the same time, if the answer is not what you're going for, it should tell you right there that what that person may do or what that person may be thinking. That's how we doing. Like that's just that's how I be operating 24/7. I'm like, so if I was in a wheelchair or something like that, like, would you actually stay or go?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that.
You know,
Listen, even though they do tell you what they want you to hear, even though sometimes, even though they do tell you what you want to
That's
hear.
the
But the
problem.
thing about it is, yeah. But the thing about it is how you. Hey,
But see, you
look.
just proved my point. I can tell you everything that's going on with me even before we like go on like that first date. Let's say I met you, we talking and everything is going fine. And then I finally open up to you like, hey, I have this and this is what's going on with me. And then you like, oh, okay, I can deal with that until it's actually time to deal
Hmm.
with that. See, you saying like you using the example of a wheelchair. Was you in a wheelchair before you met that person, or did you become in a wheelchair after you met that person? You understand? Like me,
Mhm.
it's different things how it goes on because some things it's really a lot. I know I'm a lot for people.
Me too.
It ain't nothing like me. I'm like the baddest. Don't pity me. Don't do too much. Or sometimes, like I said, I just need your presence. But if sometimes your voice just annoys me, you know what I mean? Like just because I'm going
yeah,
through it.
understandable.
I'm
Understandable.
not being smart, but like I'm going through a lot right now. Yeah, you can't see it physically, but
Yeah.
inside of my body is being attacked and it's being broken down. And your little voice alone is annoying me when I'm already trying to focus on calming down. So these are little things that we're saying when you say, "Are you sure you can deal with
That's what
Yeah.
I be saying.
pain?" It's the littlest thing. that we're saying if you can deal with it or not. That's why when people say, "Yeah, I got you," but do you really got me until you actually see and it's in it?
Right. So pretty much, it's that's
So
like
again, so again, as I was saying, like if that person loves you like he said he does, or she does, or whatever, you feel me? It's gonna be challenges of working on that together, regardless of what the situation may be.
but you gotta also look
Acceptance,
at it this way, and I'm not trying to be real biased by it, right? So that's like I meet you, right? And you tell me everything, and I'm like, okay, everything you saying everything that's wrong with you. But at the
right?
same time, the person I'm seeing ain't nothing wrong with you. And we go on all these, say 6 months to a year, and nothing happens. No episodes, no nothing. Then I'm like, man, I think she lied to me. She was just trying to test me or something. You know, people test people a lot. So
Mm-mm.
you know, then all of a sudden, bam, here comes this episode you got in, and you're down for 2 months. You be like, oh man, I can't really take this. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about, can I take this?
Nah,
This is something he did. I ain't prepared myself for. You know what I'm saying? I just can't even like, hold on, man. I gotta do what?
nah,
What you
ain't
need
no
help
way.
with? I gotta
Nah,
I
take
mean,
ain't
if
off
no
you
of
think
way.
work.
about it,
Ain't no way.
even mental illnesses. How about mental illnesses? Those are the most uncanny to deal with, right? Because sometimes you don't realize what schizophrenia is until you're dealing with it. You don't understand with Asperger's is until you're dealing with somebody with it. You know, there are so many mental
Yep.
illnesses out there that those people pose as very natural. They do good, and then they feel like they're doing great because they have the euphoria of a
So
new
I'll say this
relationship,
is
and they stop taking medication, and all of a sudden you woke up with a whole stranger in front of you. And that's because the euphoria, the start of a new
I deal
relationship,
with
which
that.
usually, yeah, which usually happens in a lot of people with neurodivergences, is they get off their medication because they're doing so good because they found happiness, they found euphoria, they found balance, and then things start normalizing out over the period of relationship, like all of them do, right? The newness wears off, and they realize they still needed their medication, but they're blind to that they need it. Does that person that's just been dating for maybe 4 or 5, 6 months stay? Because they're like, "Who are you?" Because Asperger's and stuff like that, those are very deep. They're worse than, like, depression and anxiety. They're all bad, but some of them really sneak up on them, not alone just the partner. And you sat there and said, "I'm committed. We're gonna do this. I'm locked in," and that pops up. That's a whole different level of illness. Do you
Is,
stay?
and that's one thing I can honestly say. It's it's that's
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
the
do you
hard
know?
thing because I can't deal with. Listen, I personally
man.
I got my
I'm a
own mental
trooper.
illness. I can't deal with nobody with mental. I mean, I
Me
know
either.
every bit, but I'm just saying, like everybody have a little bit of type of mental illness,
Yeah,
whether it's
yeah, I got
anxiety,
some the
depression, or
OCDs.
whatever. But like bipolar,
Yeah, everybody got some craziness in it.
yeah, but I don't think I could deal with like a bipolar and schizo type person. And once I see it, I'm dipping. I don't think I can deal with someone with a mental illness.
Here's another thing, right? Mr. Justin just came alive, you heard me, y'all. And we're
What's
gonna
up,
welcome
Cuzzo?
to the platforms.
Hi,
Them boys
Justin.
podcast. We
Hello.
appreciate you for tapping in, you heard me? So here's a question for you, Mr. Justin. Mr. Justin, we got a good question for you. Who do you know, did you ever go through a similar illness in a relationship that you had to go through that you could share? It could be a mom, a dad, cousin, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, however. Not saying you go any one of them ways, but we just try to find out. Yeah.
I've dealt with addiction
You can tell me
majority of
out of
my
the
life.
sofa if you want to, if you go a different way. You know what I'm saying? It's all love over here. All I'm gonna do is talk about you there.
Love you like a play cuz.
You know what I'm talking about?
Man, look, I've dealt with addiction majority of my life. Addiction just got out of my life a few years ago. And I dealt with addiction so long.
Well, would you like to share what type of addiction it was, or is it too personal for you that you can't
No, no,
share?
no.
Because somebody else,
No, I can be candid. My mom was a crack addict, and by the time she passed away, I didn't know that she was an alcoholic as well. Um, She passed at the age of 67. But after the third triple bypass and the pacemaker and everything, the only thing that stood out was the alcohol, and I didn't know that the alcohol was killing her. You just like you see sometimes you see your parents drunk on a holiday or something like that, and your mom is the fun drunk, things like that. You don't pay attention to it because you're young, you're not experienced. So
Yeah.
you just don't think that these are the things that that's truly holding your mom back. You know something's wrong. You can't keep stable accommodations for you and your child over and over and over and over and over. The child knows something wrong, but the child is trying not to be so affected by it. So this also fell into the last the last before the last relationship that I was in. My ex-girlfriend passed away back in 23, and we had a very bad breakup. Her parents got involved and broke us up, and we were 30 some years old. But I didn't know that she was a heroin addict. Didn't know she wasn't a needle user, you know? And so I hear what y'all saying. And if I can give nuance to what y'all are saying, that's why I just stayed quiet. I just wanted to hear what everybody had to say. I hear what y'all saying about illnesses and things like that. And the one thing that's hard for anybody to do is be honest. Most people that have things wrong with
Mm.
them, they're not going to step up and just tell you, hey, you know what I'm saying? Unless it just shows, they're going to pretend to be the most normal of people. When I think about my ex-girlfriend, like
Exactly.
she was a flight attendant and everything. I thought she was just working. The year we were breaking up, my mom died on her birthday and her parents broke us up. Like her parents just hated me that much. And so they kept her away from me. She was still, attached to them, depending on them and things like that. And I guess they told her, hey, you keep dealing with him, you can't deal with us. That's fair. That's cool. That's the thing that they brought to her. But the sad part is that, they hated me so much that they blamed me for her use. What?
That's crazy.
Man, listen. Listen, I found out the
They
day,
made it
like,
sound like you was using.
exactly. But this goes back to the fact also that, what is your partner telling everybody else about you as well? Are you
Mm.
being candid about what you're telling your people about your lover? Okay. I'll give y'all a great example. I have a little brother who's married. He's been married over he's been with his wife over 10 years. I think they've been married close to 10 years now too. He's 9 years younger than me. And I tell him, because I met her the first time down here, and I asked her a question. I said, look, it's just me and you talking here, whatever. I just want to know what you think. I asked her, I said, would you want someone treating your son like you treat my brother? I don't know how she treats my brother, but this is the
Mm.
best question I could ask her. And she knew what she was saying when she said it, but she was like, your brother different from anybody else or my son. I treat my son different from how I treat my husband. You don't know what your brother's done to me. Hey, that's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. So after that, we've had a contentious, at the same time, get along type relationship, but I'm not at home. But when my brother talks about her, it's not always positive. I tell my little
Mm.
brother, I say, little bro, you can't just keep saying anything negative about your wife to me and think that I'm not hearing this and think that I don't care about you. And I'm not going to tell you, hey, you need to get rid of that bitch. I'm sorry if I cuss like that, but that's how we talk. Oh, girl, you need to get rid.
Yeah.
We love our people.
Mhm.
We love our people, so we don't want to see our people hurt. So I tell my little
Yeah,
brother, I try.
here's the only thing I can say about that, right? But you're supposed to be that person to hear, not
Hold on, hold
judge.
on, hold on.
When it comes to
There you
that,
go.
you're not supposed
Hey,
to judge.
hey, old nigga, I wasn't done. Shut up. I wasn't done. Let me finish. I tell my little brother, little bro, you can't just tell me the negative things. You have to give me something positive. You have to. Because I love you. I don't know her. I'm growing to love her. This is your person. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't walk in your life and just give you the oh, we gonna be best of friends. Oh yeah, you know how it is. Like your brother date a girl, you just you the sister and everything. You just love his girlfriend. They end up breaking up. Why y'all break up? Oh my god! And you start hanging out with her afterwards or whatever. Like that's still my friend, whatever. Everybody doesn't walk in your life and do that. So she gave me a sour taste in my mouth, but I already knew how the relationship was gonna go with the way she answered the question. And so when I hear these complaints, I still tell him the same thing. Son, you have to tell me something nice about her. You gotta tell me if she made you breakfast, if she filled the car up or something, you know what I'm saying? You gotta give me something positive about it. You can't keep calling me and telling me something negative and thinking that I'm gonna change my tune about how I feel about her, or whatever, even if it's me, vice versa. But I'm digressing. My ex,
What here's what I'm gonna say that. Here's what I'm gonna say about that. Cause you know what I'm saying? I know you. I know you. I ain't gonna sit there and say I know you like the back of my hand, but I know you. And I feel that I went through an illness with you, right? A few years back. The illness that I had with you was with one of your ex. Because the way y'all was treating each other. You know what I'm saying? That was an illness. I'm like, I'm looking at you digressing yourself to try to make it back up. I'm like, dude, y'all have to fix that. That's an illness that y'all have.
yeah,
Y'all wanted to be so good together, but y'all was tearing each other apart being together.
yeah,
Toxicity.
So by me seeing my little cousin going through that, and I used to tell him, hey man, look, I understand how you feel about her, but you're losing yourself. And so you had to get that off your back. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
But I never sit here and told you, hey man, you need to break up with her. I need to hear something good about her. It's never about I gotta hear something good about it. Oh, it's always about, man, I'm here to support you in your time.
my ex is cool. If you met my little brother's wife, you wouldn't feel like, bro. I just it's ugh. It's the fact of
I
his
get the
first.
job.
Hey, listen, I'm judging. I don't care. I don't care. I know what's going on out here. I know good people.
Typical ass nigga, he
You
won't
know good
judge
people. I'm
everything.
judging. Man, I don't care. I'm
This
judging.
nigga ain't got a black coat.
Judging
He
is
ain't got,
crazy.
So I'm judging. Man, listen,
you know what I'm saying? He
where's
ain't
my
got a black
gaveling
coat. He ain't
down?
no judge. He ain't rubbing his
I'm
hands,
judging.
swearing in
Listen,
nothing, but he want to be a
listen,
judge. Come on, man. How you gonna be a judge? You're
listen,
not
man.
Jesus Christ.
I ain't
You're not
I ain't took
Noah. Come on, man.
I ain't took a bar. I ain't took a bar exam. I ain't did nothing. But about my family, man,
Ain't
look
put
here.
nobody in jail or nothing to get to yourself. But
I'm
you
gonna
want to
bang
judge
the
somebody.
gavel on you. I'm gonna bang the gavel on you. That's all I got to say. I'm gonna bang the gavel on you, cuz. But I mean, back to what we talking about. So we talking about things. So yeah, I'm considering addiction definitely an illness because it has it's affected me.
It is.
Uh the breakup and even how it came about, like, I don't know if anybody's never really had closure from something, but I didn't have closure from it, and then to find out that
Mm.
because she just broke away from me, tried to act like we were friends and things like that, and I had to be like, look, we're not friends. Like, this ain't how friends act. Quit calling me, quit talking to me. I don't want to talk to you anymore. So that's just how we, you know, broke off. But then, you just have to forget about it. But it's not anything that you've forgotten about. And then this person is up and just gone. That's like the first time I've actually dealt with, well, that's the second time I've had an ex-girlfriend pass away. That was the first time I had somebody
Mhm.
that I was, still
Mhm.
had infinity for, never really got over it. And I had to get over it, like, by the fact that, like, you've told your parents some lie, or they put it in their minds that I'm the reason that you were like this. And also,
Mm.
I did a bad job of watching the signs. When we got together, she told me that, she stole $600 from her little sister. And I was like, why would you steal $600 from your little sister? But that's some drug addict shit right there.
Shit.
That's some crackhead shit right there.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's it,
So
man.
can I ask you a question, Justin? Can I ask you a question? And I'm being honest with you
Please.
because I dated someone who I did not know got high. When did you notice? Was it within the first 90 days or 6 months
I
or a year?
never,
Like when
ne-
did you notice?
she, she was a flight attendant, so she would be on, flights for about 3 or 4 weeks out of the month. Sometimes she could be gone for a month, things like that when we first got together. So she was in and out. She was a sniffer, so that was one thing. It would just be,
Yeah, no, that's what my ex was. He was one of my exes was a sniffer.
yeah. She wasn't,
Mm.
it wasn't any, like, she kind of did a good job of hiding this. Like, I promise you, like, her parents didn't make it any better because, like, when they finally told me what was going on, they were like, oh, we were trying to keep it low. That really pissed me off because it was like, y'all gonna blame me, but then I don't even know anything about it.
Mhm.
And y'all hate me for what reason? And even the mama had to say, she was like, I have to get over this. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you had nothing to do with it. I was like, yeah, like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know nothing. I didn't know nothing about this girl being sick
That
like
So
this.
how
took about a year to figure out.
so how hard was it for you?
No, I didn't know till she died. I didn't know till she died
You didn't know until she
I
died.
didn't know till she died. She was getting sick while we took
You
I
know,
didn't know.
I saw it by within 90 days. I saw it.
So that must mean he gave you a symptom like gastroparesis or something. His bowels must have locked up.
No, she sniffed, but at the same time, the action started to change. And by me having people in my family that get high and do some of the same drugs, I started paying attention.
I didn't get
Mm.
the
And so then I just came out and asked her, but I still accepted her. That's why I'm asking you, how hard was it for you to deal with it? Because I still stayed with her for 3 years until I couldn't take it no more.
well,
Because I started enabling myself. So basically, off of like how them boys were saying, he saw you falling down. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well
then start
that
to enable yourself. So how long are we supposed to deal with people with illnesses before it
well,
deteriorate us?
Yeah.
that's what I'm telling y'all, like I didn't even know this girl was addicted. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know until she passed away, like, and I wasn't even talking to her no more. You know what I'm saying? So that was a different situation for me because I had never dealt, addicts. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell like a heroin addict from a crack addict, but it's different uses. And things like that, and how people get down. So she got sick and got fired from American Airlines because she got sick in Canada twice. Like you're getting sick in an international place, and then we have to take you off these flights and everything. That costs them money. So then, you know what I'm saying, they had to research it and they suspended her for a whole year. So then the next year, we this is the time she was done with me and everything. Her parents had pushed me away from her, and she eventually told me that she got fired, but she wouldn't tell me what she got fired for. But she would get sick and have gas. Her bowels would lock up. She wouldn't be able to process the food that she would eat and stuff like that. She told me a
Dang.
story about her doing a whole bunch of coke with her ex-boyfriend and stuff like that when she was in North Carolina. But it just didn't really make sense. But she would still get, like, the first time she got sick, I didn't go to the hospital. I just thought she was just sick. I had lost my car. I was just at the crib. She got mad at me, jumped on the bed, told me like, you didn't come see me when I was sick. I didn't know how detrimental it was. I didn't know she could, possibly could have died. But you can't be mad at me. And you're
That's
gonna
the fool
possibly
we were talking about.
say what?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Oh,
We listen.
oh yeah. I mean, you can't. My thing was, you can't get mad at me because you almost died and I didn't know nothing about it. Like you could have came with my dad. Well, I mean,
So
like,
here's a question I have for you, Justin.
go ahead.
So here's a question I have for you, Justin. So how about? So the question is, right? If you knew a lady that had cancer right now, right, and she wanted to be in a relationship with you, would you be strong enough to deal with her while she going through her cancer?
No, and that's honest.
Well, not.
Depends on the friendship. I couldn't date somebody that I don't know that has it, but I would have more affinity from somebody that I'm close to already because getting to know somebody and they're going through something serious isn't necessarily going to make you grow with them. I mean, you're going to see the ugliest of them. That's just real. Like, I guess we all want pretty pictures at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, not somebody I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? If I already been through the thick and thin with you, I go through the thick and thin with you. We done already been there, so I can last longer with somebody I know compared to, just, hey, I want to get married in 6 months because I'm dying in 6 months, some type of situation.
But how about if this person was somebody that when you met her, she was very beautiful, very the way you like them. Then you start to get to know them, but she didn't tell you. Hey, she just told you from jump, I have something to tell you, but I'm not ready to tell you yet. But when time comes, I'm going to tell you. And she waited maybe a good 6 months to sit down and say, okay, our relationship is better to the fact. So now I can tell you what's going on. Would you still leave her alone? Like, man, I can't deal with that. Or would you stay?
I mean, but that's almost deceptive because I mean, you let us build up something, and you've given me false hope that this might be forever, and you got limited time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you let me go 6 months,
But you
and
can't sit there and say because she could beat cancer.
she could, but I mean,
Some
still, like,
women
it's
actually
something.
beat cancer.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Basically, she's trying to wake me out to see if I'm gonna stick around just in general. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. So I get that part of it.
Now,
So,
it's not easy for everybody to sit there and say they have something and then want to let somebody know, hey, I got this here. Do you still want to deal with me? Yes or no?
Well,
You know what
people
I'm
don't
saying?
want to.
The
People don't
conversation
want to
might
deal
be
with sick
cool for the
people,
day, but later on, the conversation might not be that cool.
and people don't want to deal with sick people in general. I've watched people leave sick people all the time. That's real. That's that.
That's like Miss Chanel. Miss Chanel was married. Her husband left her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People listen.
You see
People.
what I'm saying? Miss Chanel husband left her because she had cancer, and it was
Yeah, and
married.
I don't have a limited time either. I don't have 6 months.
Right.
Yeah, some
I
cancers
You
was
We
know.
waiting
saw,
to say that.
some cancers stay in your body.
you know what I'm
Once
saying?
you're
Miss
cancer
Chanel
patient, you're
have
always a
cancer
cancer
right now.
patient. You're just on remission.
So here's your panel right now, Mr. Justin. Miss Chanel have cancer right now. Miss Delisa have cancer right now.
She has
I have
Miss
open
Chanel,
lupus.
skin
her
cancer.
husband
I have
left her.
lupus. Yeah, I have lupus.
Isn't that cancer? I don't
Loop,
know. Don't get me wrong.
loop, loop,
You gotta
Lupus running our
educate
family
me.
too, girl. Lupus running our family too. If you ain't know, men don't
Told you
usually
I ain't
have.
got.
Same here. Same here.
Hey,
Lupus
I
is
don't
one of
know
Give
my
me
what
your
family
y'all,
as
Android.
well.
but it ain't here because it didn't run down a tree yet. You know, somebody this branch it didn't run down our branch tree. I don't know
Bless
what
you.
branches in here first, but as long as it don't come over this side of the tree, I try to make sure this side of the tree stay watered.
Understood, brother.
We try to make sure the fertilizers get fertilized, the trees get prepped, trimmed up. We try to stay nice and clean over here. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But you know, my thing is we always gotta have humor. You know what I'm saying? Laughter is always the key for everything, man. For me, you know what I'm saying? I know I play a lot, but laughter is always the key for me, man.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even when it's times like during the illness, laughter is always good, bro.
Just in answer, I guess the question just being for illnesses, like that's what I'm saying. Like, if I've already been through something with you, then I know we can make it. You know, and I'll be there to the end with that. I mean, just somebody random. You know what I'm saying? I'm just meeting. Like I'm gonna feel away. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna feel cheated. I don't care what anybody else. You're gonna feel cheated. You know, at least if I know, you know what I'm saying, my friend is gonna tell me like they're passing away, and I'm gonna be with them, you know, until I can't be with them no more. I'm prepared for that. I can't prepare myself. Like I remember I went to grief counseling, and you know what I'm saying. Like you go through something. Like I've had my I only had one parent left basically. You know what I'm saying. So I've gone through all these losses and things like that. You know, I've lost a whole host of people on my dad's side. You know, I thought I was prepared for it, and I would start listening to these people who lost their wives and their husbands, and man, that was totally different. So like, I couldn't help them with that. You know, like if somebody lost a parent, I've never lost a child. I've never lost a lover. So those are two things that you know I can't relate to. You know, my heart goes out to anybody that's lost a child or a lover. But to hear those people, you know, like hear those men just be like, you know, I've lost my wife. I just don't know how to keep going. You know, these are older men and things like that too. You know, these are older vets and stuff like that. And they just like, you know, I don't know how I'm gonna continue. My wife was everything. You know, I mean, it was hurtful to hear. I can't guide somebody through that. You know, that's totally different. You know,
Totally different. Definitely.
it's totally different. I can't imagine losing a kid. Jesus Christ! I don't know how most people have bounced back.
That's why God only gives you what you can
So Miss
bear,
D,
right?
That's true.
correct.
That's true.
So Miss D,
That's true.
even though you into ladies, Miss D, Miss Delisa, you know what I'm saying? You into ladies. So hearing that another guy, right, sit there and say, and Miss Chanel, if he would met someone that have something going on with him, he wouldn't for himself, he won't be able to take that relationship on because he feel like he need to hear right then and there. Like soon, hey, I have X, Y, and Z. You want to deal with me or not? You know what I'm saying? Not saying that that's what he said, but pretty much that's what he said. You know what I'm saying? That's my interpretation. You know what I'm saying? How do that make you feel trying to be in a dating world? You know what I'm saying? Because just like men think about it like that, women think about it as well like that.
No, and that's why I'm saying I respected him. Like I wanted to know like how soon do he
You sound real, real low right now, love.
We
I
can't
can't
we
hear you.
can't hear you, baby. We can't hear you.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh, so what I was saying was that's why I was asking him, do he want to know in that first conversation? Because in that first conversation, at least you letting him know, you giving him that option to
Yeah.
deal with you or not, and I respect him. You
Yeah.
understand? I respect that more than saying, "Yeah, I got you." You understand what I'm saying? He like, "No, I can't deal with lupus. I got family that got lupus. I see what they go through. I don't think I'm gonna be able to handle it." I respect that more than you saying, "Hey, I can handle it. I got your back." And then when it get deep and you see a flare up, and then you dip. You know
Man,
what I
Yeah.
look,
mean? And like now you're talking about me, so I actually respect him for being honest about it because he know that's something he can't handle.
Mhm.
He
it
can't
was
handle all that pressure. He might can't handle the doctor visits. He might can't handle the doctor stays. He might can't handle handling a home by himself. Well, you know what I mean? And his woman is gone in the hospital for like a month or two. You know that some people know their boundaries and their limits, and I actually respect him for that. He
That's
ain't
what's
lie to
up.
me and leave me 6 months later.
Yeah.
Facts, facts. So protege. So protege. In the same process, you a man. Do you need to know right then and now? Could it be like a week or two, three, maybe 4 months down the line that she sit there and say, "Hey, now I really want to. I feel like our relationship trying to get to that next level, but before it actually get to that next stage of life, but we've been seeing each other for 3 months, you know what I'm saying? But I really I want to really sit down with you before I get myself serious and involved with you to a deeper level and let you know, hey, I have X, Y, and Z going on." Would you sit there and still fight it through with her? Or would you sit there and say, man, I gotta go? You should have told me this from the very jump.
I mean, for real, like keep it 100 with everything that's going on.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's part of communication. I mean, even though it might be hard, you know what I'm saying? Some situations might be hard for others, but at the same time, it's a it's like a walk. You know what I mean? It's like you crawl before you walk type of thing. Sometimes you have to ease your way in, like, hey, I really want to tell you something, but let me, you know what I'm saying? At least keep me aware, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I still got a conversation with you, you know. But at the same time, I would love to be upfront. Like, you know, that's me. I'm a straight up guy. Like, I'm upfront anyway, regardless. Like, hey,
But would you
this
still,
has
would you
been going
leave
on
though?
with me. I don't have, you know what I'm saying? I don't have X, Y, Z, you know.
But the question still stands though. Would you stay or would you burn
Hell
off?
yeah, I would say. I mean, if
Or
it's
you're
yeah, if we like I say, if we
the first, if she didn't tell you the first 24 hours or the first week, would you still? And then she waited for a month or two when she felt like the relationship could prosper. But you know what I'm saying? I want to tell you before
I
it
mean, I
gets
can
to that next
understand.
level.
Okay, so I can understand how I can understand how you broke that down, right? Because like I said, some people would actually be like, well, wait it out because of the fact they're trying to see how the relationship would go. Then be like, okay, yeah. To my to what you was actually explaining to me at first, it was like you're already there. You know what I'm saying? As far as in a relationship. So what I would say is, you know, long as it's a conversation, regardless of what's happening, what's going on, and for real, if you actually really get to that person, like I said, like even if you can't handle, like even if you can't handle, like me, like I see my mom going through stuff, like even my cousin, they passed away from lupus, and many others. So like far as with me, you know, it's like, well, it's like for me. So if that person actually really have that, man, what? And I'm already feeling you, regardless what you got going on. All you gotta do is talk to me. Just talk.
But how are you feeling me? And I told you on the first date, like I told Justin, this is our first conversation. We just meeting, and I'm one of them
Well, he
people
didn't
that I
say
put
that.
it out front
He
on
didn't
a
say like down
table.
the line.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like with Justin, Justin just said like on that first conversation when we first start talking. And that's why I said I respect him for that because if it's our first conversation and we getting to know each other in that first conversation, and I'd be like, well, yeah, I do have lupus. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm one of them people that tell you I'm not sugarcoating nothing because I know how the world is. That's our first conversation, our first time meeting. He straight saying, "Yeah, I can't do this." You understand? Well, and he's not saying it's you. It's not saying that I don't like you. Not saying that you're not attractive. Not saying none of that. He just know he can't deal with it from off of the first date. So that's what I'm saying. Off of that first conversation. That's what I'm saying. So after that
Yeah,
first
some people not strong
conversation,
enough for that.
yeah. I don't
You know
have
what
the
I'm saying?
capacity.
Some people not strong. Some people are strong. Some people gonna sit there and say, man, we're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Protege,
Especially, I mean,
you're a guy that you want to ride it till the wheels fall off. That's an year guy, man, I ain't riding that long. Them wheels ain't rolling. We gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? Just said the man like, hey, will your brakes work? Then let's stop right now. You know what I'm saying?
The wheels ain't going.
This conversation, we can separate ourselves right now. No, matter of fact, don't even say nothing else to me. That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like to me. You know what I'm talking about? Just
and
said,
and
hey,
I
listen,
feel
hey,
like I feel like Justin was
even if it's not even contagious, it feel like it's contagious. I gotta go. You be out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think he's saying that. I think he's I think he's saying like he can still be cool with you, check in on you here and there, but he can't
Mm-mm.
I don't
date
even think he
Don't
want to
worry
be cool.
about it.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Because you know,
okay.
you got to think
Nope.
about it. When people start hearing you have something, it's a like that boy say, it's a judgmental. I'm judging you already, man. You to me now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm brutally honest with it, man. Because at the same time, when I had little situations, I've watched beautiful women I've talked to judge me in my little situations, and these situations are minuscule. I can change this in 3 to 6 months or something like that. But when you watch people literally, you know what I'm saying, have the option to and don't do it, like, and it don't necessarily make you a bad person if you don't. You just have choices. And people get so mad when people don't choose them. But it's not the fact that I'm not choosing you. I'm just choosing myself. I have to choose myself because I have to take care of me. I don't know how much I'm gonna have to give to your situation. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing about it. And I don't know if I have the capacity to give to your situation when I have to give so much to myself. If I have the money and time, that's totally different. But a lot of people don't look at it like that. Like and the main thing about this is I feel like it's deceptive. You know what I'm saying? It's not truly deceptive because somebody wanted something that they wanted for themselves, but it makes it deceptive because it's selfish. It's selfish if you're not keeping it real. Selfish if you, like she said, I don't want somebody telling me, oh, 6 months down the line, they can't show up, or 2 months down the line, they can't show up. And they told me, oh, I'm going to be there for you. Never. You don't want somebody lying to you like that. You don't. And it
Yeah, I
sounded good,
truly respect it. I respect it.
but because it always sounds
So
good at first until you actually do the work.
so can I ask you this, Justin? What what's the difference? Because you might get upset with me.
No, no, no.
What's the difference between dating someone that's toxic and someone with an illness? You understand what I'm saying? Like
The
a
they
excuses.
both
person still
illness.
toxic and then they
No,
still
no,
They
sick.
both
It's
no,
still
no,
a
illness.
no, no.
problem. You still gotta deal with it.
I got the answer for you. The
I'm just
excuse.
acting like I'm being
No,
honest.
no, 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 no. I got the answer for you. The excuses you make. That's what it is. That's the difference. The excuses you make for one for the other. Because you're gonna want one more than the other. You don't know what's holding for you with the toxic person, but you put yourself more through it because hey, it seems healthy, but eventually your mental is breaking down. And you see this because you've lost money, you probably lost a car, you've lost a crib, with the person that you're dealing with. But it's so functional and you want to be with somebody that's totally different. But somebody's sick, it's selfish, but at the same time, that person that's sick, like you said, you're going to be in the hospital probably for a month or two, and you can still probably pass. Nobody wants to go through grieving. Nobody wants to go through grieving, period. Nobody wants to grieve early. Nobody wants to grieve a relationship that's going to probably leave them out of, it's going to dissipate out of their hands and have to rebuild. You rather rebuild after a breakup because you've been through enough breakups, but going through a death and like I don't want to, I don't want my lovers dying on me, but that's inevitable. That's inevitable for sure. But at the same time, we don't get
So
into these things to die.
true, false. That's facts. But you know what I'm saying? It's about to come to our show about to come to a close, you heard me? Because we spent enough time, you heard me? And I appreciate everybody coming through. Justin, Delisa, Miss Chanel, Protege, and my beautiful wife, Miss Nice. You know what I'm saying? We really do appreciate everybody coming in. But I have a question though before we get up out of here. This nice. If somebody's out there that's listening to this show right now, right, and they looking for support, that go from Miss Nisha, Miss Delisa, Miss.
Mhm.
If somebody in y'all situation that's looking for support, and them doctor just gave you a pamphlet, right? They just gave you a pamphlet, like, here, call this hotline number. this support system. But you know, like every hotline number is not a support system. How do these people reach out for real good support? How do they get to sit there and say, I really need support because I want to get better? Because somebody could get in that situation and be like, man, I give up. And we're gonna leave off of
Right.
that. I'd like to know from each one of you.
Are you referencing the person that's ill, or are you referencing the person that's trying to be there for the ill
Let's
person?
look, let's go with both of them. Give me an answer for both of them if you can.
I mean, the person that's ill, all I can recommend is that you speak up. Closed mouths don't get fed. So nobody knows to do anything for you or to help you, or that you even are in need every once in a while if you never really mentioned that you have an illness and what you would like to see happen when you have that illness. Like, you got to tell people what you want. We can't walk around thinking that people are just mind readers. And it's like, you should know. I told you that I'm sick, but you should know. We probably need to do a better job being more responsible about the details of what we need and want. And then for the person that wants to be a supporter, ask, if you're over supporting, sometimes you could be a little toxic with your positivity. That could be me, which is doing too much. So, hey, I noticed that you mentioned that you have this going on. Do you mind if I show up in this capacity? Because this is typically what I'm good for. I'm good for sending a meal. I'm good for just checking in with you, sending a scripture, praying for you, whatever the case may be. So the one that wants to be a supporter, ask in the best way, do they want to be supported? Do you mind if I support you like this? That'd be my advice.
How about you, Miss Delisa?
To like the supporters, like if you want to support, then sometimes just showing up, even if you just checking in, just say how you doing today. Don't pressure them for too much, because I feel like if you make them comfortable enough, then they will ask for your support. Um, so if you are going to be a supporter, just don't pressure them too much. Try to give them that leadway. Also, being on the supporter side, try to get other information. You know what I mean? Try to do research that maybe that the person that's ill don't have the means right now because they're ill to do certain research because their body won't allow them to even touch a phone. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good
So
one.
try to do some research to say, hey, can you check this out? I saw this. You know what I mean? And do it that way. But far as like a person wanting support, I feel like that's something that we would have. I'm talking for myself. That's something I would have to work on after I have had fake support. So that's something I have to work on. So I'm not sure about that part yet.
Gotcha. Miss Chanel. And we're gonna end off for you, Miss Chanel.
Okay. Well, I used to have a friend, she had cancer. She died about a year ago. And like I used to support her. I check on her, like go see her kids because she couldn't really do too much. And I still go see her kids now. Or if I couldn't like get in touch with her, I'd get in touch with like her family. And like if she needed anything, and she'll do the same thing for me because we was both dealing with cancer at the same time. So like I'll try to keep her lifted up and she'll keep me lifted up. And like when I got diagnosed with my last cancer, she was going through cancer at the same time, but she rode with me to the hospital when they diagnosed me and sat up there while she was dealing with her own stuff. So we basically like held each other down, like doing like supporting each other.
Gotcha. So you want the same type of support? That's what we're hearing. How do
Well,
you get support as well?
Well, I have friends that check on me and stuff like that, see if I need anything. That's the support I get. Or they'll come see me or my family. Like, I have them supporting me as well. Cause, like, I was telling my mom the other day,
Lost you.
like, I was giving up a lot because it was like a lot of stuff I be dealing with back to back to back to back. And, like, I really don't get no break sometimes. Well, that's just how I felt. But I mean, I appreciate people checking on me and stuff too. Did y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yes, we did.
okay, cause my phone was reconnected. Okay.
So so from all that being said, right? And we literally do respect everybody and how everything goes from either one. And we appreciate everybody coming on tonight again. Them boys appreciate it. So we would like you to like, comment, subscribe to them boy podcast.
Before I
Thank
was a
y'all for sharing this
legislator.
time with us and everything. So we can have a good night. Respect everybody. Love.
God
Peace out.
And next time I know to
Appreciate
be camera ready.
You
Please
look
be
fine,
camera ready.
Demetri.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Be
All right, bro.
fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, salute, bro.